Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Sugar Punch here. We're out on a little exercise. I'm going to show you this right here. This guy right here is so fun to walk down and even more fun to walk back up. But just wanted to drop in a quick video. I know for the last several days my uploading has been inconsistent, but that's because I was on a family vacation, all right? And you best believe if I get the opportunity to go on a family vacation and enjoy my time and get away from everything, I'm going to do it. You know why? Because my family and I don't ever get a chance to do those kind of things anymore, because we are all grown up and we all live in different places, right? My mom and my brother Lance, they live in the same state, but in two different cities. And my brother Josh and myself live in the same state, but we live in two different cities. So, as a family, it's pretty rare when we get a chance to gather around. We typically only do it for Thanksgiving and for Christmas because we all have things happening and having things going on, right? So, when we get the opportunity to go on a beach trip together, and the last time we did that was half a decade ago, right? Actually, it might be 6 years ago now. You bet your sweet ass I'm gonna go do that. And you bet your sweet ass when I go and do that, I'm going to enjoy our meals with my family. And I'm not gonna sit there like some loser with my arms folded going, oh, you know, I can't participate because I am counting my calories. I just refuse to eat. And be a Debbie Downer. I'm not gonna do that. That's absolutely stupid, right? Now, if that's you, cool. You go and do that, man. But in my life, I've experienced a lot of loss. I lost my father when I was 22. I'm 35 now, unexpectedly. And then my baby brother when I was 27, unexpectedly, right? And you just truly never know when the next time is that you're going to be able to get together with your family and you're going to be able to enjoy their company and eat a good meal and have a good time with them. No day is guaranteed, my friends. No day is guaranteed. And I say all this to say because in life, sometimes you have to veer away from what you have planned. All right? It's okay. It happens. So, me taking 2 or 3 days off of my nutrition and meal plan, not like I just went absolutely crazy and bonkers and I just, threw it completely to the wind. That was not at all. Instead of me following it 100%, it was more like me following it like 60%, And so, I was watching a video today. Awesome guy. You should actually stop what you're doing, close down my video, and go subscribe to him if you haven't. It's Sweet Truckin'. So it's literally the word sweet and the word truck and then the letter N right behind it. And he had a great video, and something he said was hilarious. And he said that, on the weekends, he wants to hang out with the cool kids, He wants to do what the cool kids are doing. He wants to eat what the cool kids are eating. And what he meant by that is, on weekends, he wants to enjoy time with his family, enjoy time with his friends. If they're having barbecue, he would like to have some barbecue. If they're having pizza, he would like to have some pizza. But if you hang out with the cool kids too long, as he said, you're going to get in trouble. And that's all I did. And that's all I've done. I know some people, this one jackass in my comments who just has gotten to the point where I just was so annoyed with the dude, I finally blocked him. And I'm just going to make a PSA for anyone who's constantly on the account, or for any other YouTuber's account, period. You guys do know that we can just hide your comments, right? And we can just block you from the channel. Yep. And then if you go and make another account and you're doing that stuff again, guess what we can do? We can just block you again and hide you from the channel. And this guy's like, oh, all you do is every weekend you splurge, you splurge. Well, that's not true. This weekend, did I enjoy 2 different meals with my family? Yes, I did. We were out, we were on vacation. The weekend before that, though, I was clean as a whistle, baby. I sugar fasted for 7 days, right? And we lost 5 pounds. We did great. And so what happened? I had this weekend where I was on vacation. Yes, I had a few drinks, and by a few drinks, I literally mean like 3 or 4 beers the entire time. Still had fruit. But then we went and we had some barbecue one night, and then we had some burgers one night. That's it, right? And did I gain 2 pounds from it? Yes, I gained 2 pounds from it. But am I gonna continue to hang out with the cool kids for another week? No. We're back on track, right? And we're gonna keep it consistent, we're gonna keep it steady. That's what we do. All these people who are afraid to try the sugar diet or sugar fasting, they don't know what we know, right? About getting weight off quickly, especially if you have like planned meals or unplanned meals where you're hanging out with your family and you eat something that's not sugar fasted related or sugar diet related. They don't know that just a simple little quick sugar fast for 2 days fixes that up quick, fast, in a hurry, right? And so just to be honest with you all and keep it 100%, yes, I have had distractions going on in my life right now. It doesn't mean that I'm not still focused on my sugar diet and losing weight. That is still the most important thing to me. And we're keeping going, baby. Yes, I want to lose 15 pounds this month. We've still got, what, like 12 days left? And I need to lose, I think, like 10 pounds. So it's totally possible. But if it doesn't happen, am I gonna quit and give up? No, because I set a long-term goal for myself, all right? Truth be told, as I said in my video yesterday, if I get down to 213 this month, I am so happy. I am so elated. I am so satisfied with that. And I'm pacing to hit that easily, right? And then when we hit 213, we're gonna take pictures. I'm gonna take my before pictures when I was at 243. We'll take some new pictures and we'll post that to show. But y'all remember, I'm in this for the long haul, and most of you are too. Right? A lot of us are not trying to lose 60 pounds in, 60 days. Right? That was never my plan. That was never the way I intentioned for this thing to go. For me, it was just always about the long haul. Right? And I can, without a doubt, I can tell you, for me, a sugar-based lifestyle is something I can continue to live off of forever, right? I don't feel the need to like binge eat and wait for the weekend so I can just go and eat a bunch of crap that doesn't fall into a sugar-based lifestyle. That's not true. Not true at all. It's just I've had family events come up, and when I move, which is this Monday, or actually this weekend, I'm moving back to Texas. I won't see my mom again until probably Thanksgiving, right? And so we won't get to hang out and get to do fun stuff like what we're doing right now. So I'm gonna, best believe, maximize on those things while I have those opportunities. But there's something else I want to talk about too. And once again, this is Sweet Truckin'. Go look him up. Something else he was talking about in his video was he was alluding to it, but didn't like 100% say it, or at least that's how I interpreted it, was he was really talking about like calories in versus calories out, and how that's not necessarily what he was chasing when he was losing his weight. He was just chasing energy, which that's what I've been doing. And that's what most people who are sugar fasting or on the sugar diet, you're just chasing the energy, right? But he was talking about how, he had measured things out, and essentially he kind of wound up to be around 2,000 calories per day. And something that he said that I really liked was that he basically was like, hey, let's say you want to be 165 pounds, right? We'll go to a TDEE calculator and put in that weight and see what the maintenance calories is for someone at that weight. Or there's another one, starts with an M, something metabolic or something along that lines, that he talked about going and looking at that too. I don't have the science nearly as much as what he does, but anyway, whole point is here. He was really hinting and alluding towards calories in, calories out, and just kind of a number. And when I first started doing the sugar diet, right, in the very beginning, which was only just a month ago, all right, you know, literally, that was just in May. When I first started, I was tracking my calories because it was just something I was used to, something I did, and it's something I figured people would appreciate. And it seemed like people really did. And I myself personally am a believer in calories in and calories out. To an extent, yes. It's just, I've used it in the past, it's worked for me, and I do not mind counting calories, all right? For me, I don't look at it as a pain. I don't look at it as like, oh my goodness, this is horrible. You know, I don't mind it. It takes like literally 2 seconds for me to log what it is I eat, because I eat the same things over and over again, right? And so this is a long way for me to go about saying, I am going to start tracking my calories again. And I've already done the measurements, and I didn't put it at 165 pounds. But what I did was I went to TDE calculator and I put in my statistics, 5'8", 35 years old. But I put my weight in at 210, which is kind of my next milestone that I want to reach. And it gave me my daily goal for calories. Now, keep in mind, on something like that, you'll select what kind of lifestyle you have. If you have a sedentary lifestyle or different levels of being active. So I selected mine, which I did the one right past sedentary, where we're exercising, you know, 1 to 3 days a week, which typically I do more than that, but let's err on the side of caution, right? And it'll give you your total calories, but then you can go down and you can select cutting or bulking. Obviously, I'm not trying to bulk, and I just selected cutting. And so it put my calorie intake per day at 2,100, just to keep numbers simple, right? And I'm like, okay, 2,100. And then I went to the thing that Sweet Truckin' talked about too, and typed in the same thing, and the calorie intake for that one was 1,900. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's hang this baby right in the middle. We're gonna go with classic 2,000 calories. So it's a long way of me saying, I'm going to do 2,000 calories per day, whether I'm sugar fasting or on the sugar diet. And we're going to do that just going forward for a good little while. I'm gonna go back to what I was doing in the original when I first started. And I'm gonna start posting my calorie intake again, right, for you all. And I stopped doing that because, as y'all know, a lot of the messaging that came in about the sugar diet was eat as much as you want. And then it changed to, you know, all these other different things. And it was like, don't count your calories. That's stupid. You can have 5,000 calories a day, 10,000 calories a day. And I'm not saying you can't, right? To each their own, whatever. But for me, I'm going to go back to that because I felt like that was something that was really working for me and I enjoyed. And then I also felt like it was something you all enjoyed. So we're going to do that. We're going to go back to that, dropping in what we're having each day on the calculator for the calories and posting that in the night or in the morning. I might post it like in the morning with a picture like beside my weight too. Something like that maybe. I don't know. But that's what we're going to do. So going forward, we're still sugar dieting and sugar fasting. I may do 2 days of sugar dieting and then 2 days of sugar fasting. I don't know. I'm just going to do whatever I feel. And then we're also going to monitor the calories, but we're going to stay at or below 2,000 calories per day while we're also still exercising. So we're getting in our 10,000 steps per day. And then we're also going to be hitting a little bit more of the calisthenics, getting into that. We've already started, but we're gonna start diving into it even more and more. And now I'm about to walk up this. Do y'all wanna walk up with it with me? It's gonna be tiring, but sure, we'll do it together just so y'all can actually see that I did it, because I know if I stop the video right there, without a doubt, there would be people who say, he didn't do it. He didn't walk up those stairs. I know he didn't. Because, you know, everybody is a skeptic about everything under the sun. Anyway, yeah, so that's the game plan going forward. Once again, go check out Sweet Truckin's YouTube channel. He's an awesome guy. Great accent. Puts out great materials. He has his trucking science, which I think is funny. And then, yeah. Oh boy, yep, we're almost near the end. So you can see, no editing. All right, y'all. We're about to be at the end of the video. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Till next time, get that sugar up in you. All the best.